In the 19th century, the Union Jack fluttered proudly from India to Africa, from the Middle East all the way to Southeast Asia. They had Burma, they had Malaya, they controlled the Strait of Malacca, one of Asia's most vital trade arteries. So why did they skip Vietnam? The story begins with a race, the race to carve up the world among the European empires. When the French landed in Vietnam in the mid-19th century, they didn't just bring guns and cathedrals, they brought ambition. Vietnam quickly became part of French Indochina. Alongside Laos and Cambodia, the British saw it all. They watched, they calculated, but they didn't act. Why? Because Britain understood one key rule of imperial games: never fight an equal, especially when you already have too many battlefronts to worry about. At that time, Britain was busy consolidating power in India, the crown jewel of its empire. They were locked in the great game against Russia in Central Asia. They were vying for influence in the Middle East, in Africa, in Hong Kong. Vietnam, though strategically located, wasn't tempting enough to justify a war with France, a fellow European power with a strong navy and dense political alliances. Besides, the British weren't foolish. They knew the Vietnamese wouldn't bow easily. Since ancient times, this people had defeated far stronger enemies, from the Qin and Han dynasties to the thunder of Mongol hooves. Even if conquered, could Vietnam truly be held? A conquest of Vietnam, if attempted, that promised nothing but bloodshed, wasted resources, and a people who would never submit. So the British chose the wiser path to divide the spoils. France took Vietnam, Britain took Burma and Malaya. The colonial order settled into place. No bombs between empires, just quiet lines drawn on hidden maps. And thus, the answer to the question, why didn't Britain invade Vietnam, is, in truth, quite simple: because they knew Vietnam was no easy prey. And because the British, more than anyone, knew how to pick the weaker foe and avoid the one willing to fight to the very end.